So you know how we say, be a warrior or soldier on? Right? We know what it means. Only a subset of men through most of human history have had the experience of going to war, but we all use it as a metaphor to have the courage to fight the good fight, right? So too, only a subset of women have had the experience of birthing, or that particular kind of birthing labor. It is not special. It is very particular. It is distinct. And I began to wonder whether this very particular human experience may have some wisdom to offer all of us about the kind of courage it takes to birth something new, to create something new. You see, I think it's one of the tricks of patriarchy to relegate that experience to behind closed doors. But what if we opened it up and looked at it and thought about the ability to create and to nurture life as a human birthright? That every single one of us has creative potential, and every single one of us are engaged in creative labors. The labor of raising a family, the labor of making a movement, the labor of building a career, the labor of birthing a new nation. In all of these labors, we need to be breathing and pushing, and we need midwives at our side. And so, a new question began to form in me, a question I too have been asking every day for the last few years. What if? What if the darkness in our nation right now is not the darkness of the tomb, but the darkness of the womb? What if the story of America is one long labor? What if our America is not dead, but a nation still waiting to be born? What if all of our ancestors are standing behind us now? Those who survived genocide and colonization, occupation and assault, what if they are whispering in our ear right now, you are brave, you are brave? What if this is our time of great transition? Will we birth a nation that has never been? A nation that is multi-racial, multi-faith, multicultural, multi-gendered, a nation where power is shared and we strive to protect the dignity of every person? Or will we continue to descend into a kind of civil war, a power struggle with those who want to return America to a past where only a certain class of white people hold cultural, political, and economic dominion? All I know is that the only way we will endure as a people is if we show up, is if each of us shows up to the labor. How are you showing up? You are the peace builders and the community leaders. You are the healers and the teachers. You are the artists and the activists. You have at your hands thousands of years of wisdom, of stories and songs and scriptures to help people show up to the bravery, show up to the labor for justice with love. Okay, so now, I was always the person who, when someone said, love is the answer, would roll her eyes. I am a lawyer. I cared so much about strategic action that I thought thoughts and prayers and calls for empty love, that is part of the problem. But I've come to the conclusion that the problem is not with love, but the way that we have come to talk about love. But then if you think about our strongest relationships in life, between parents and children, between students and teachers, between partners and teammates and friends, we know that love is more than a rush of feeling. Right? Love is sustained practical care. I began to define love as a form of sweet labor, fierce, bloody, imperfect, life-giving. That's why I believe revolutionary love is the call of our times. Revolutionary love is the choice to enter into labor for others, our opponents, and ourselves.